Good morning, Eric Arnold here in the sports barn. We're still struggling with our equipment, what have you. So we're using our not great setup here, so I can be close to the phone and try to get the volume such that you can hear it without the microphone, which doesn't work. So it sucks, but in the sports barn this evening, or I should say this morning, the 8th of September, Thursday, this is our NFL preview episode. Going to give you, primarily what we're giving you is the teams that we're fading and we're tailing. That's the most important thing. Then we're going to throw out some fun and games, who we think's going to win the Super Bowl, which never comes to pass. No one's ever right about that sort of thing. And we're not playing that stuff anyway. I've never felt there was good value in futures bets. In other words, you give the bookie your money, he holds it for 4 or 5 months, and I still don't think you're getting good true odds on whatever team you pick. So, I don't think Shadow Light. Oh, this sucks. At some point we'll fix this. I don't know when. I've tried to fix it. I've spent countless hours trying to fix it and failed. So now we're just giving you shitty quality. Sorry. But at any rate, don't play futures. That's not what we do here. But for fun, we're going to tell you who we think is going to win the Super Bowl. So let's go through these divisions quick, just running through the teams, just give you an idea of, who we like, who we don't. Starting the AFC, the Bills are everybody's chalk. Everybody thinks that team is going to be great. I have a neutral mark down for them. In other words, there'll be times we play them. There'll be times we fade them. I don't think there's a lot of value there because everybody thinks that team's going to win the Super Bowl. Where's the value there? The Patriots, I think there's some value there. I would not bet against Bill Belichick. I just don't think that's smart. That's a guy that he's the ultimate team coach. He just finds a way to get mileage out of guys that nobody else wants and puts, you can't argue with his record. Brady, no Brady, the guy's a great coach. So I think we have to put him on the tail list as a guy that we're going to look to play this year. The Dolphins and Jets, automatic fade. Clown franchises, total clown franchises. And remember, these are our key components on whether we tail or fade somebody. We're looking for coaching, organization, good quarterback play. That's 3 primary things we're looking for. Organization, right there, you just throw the Dolphins and the Jets away. These are teams that have been bad forever. The Dolphins were getting better. They actually had gotten themselves a decent coach and then proved how clownish they are by firing him. The guy had done the impossible and made the Dolphins competitive, and they fire the guy. And then the idiot owner makes it worse and loses his franchise draft picks by openly colluding with Tom Brady. Yeah, that is a good question. Why wasn't Tom Brady punished in all that? I don't know. Sure seems like you need 2 parties to collude. But, Tom Brady skates again. So, oh well. But at any rate, you fade the Dolphins, fade the Jets. That's easy. AFC North. So out of that division, we certainly think the Bills will win that division. AFC North, the Bengals, that's the team everyone is going to pick, and a lot of people will pick them to go back to the Super Bowl. I don't know. We're going to go with the Super Bowl hangover theory, that being the runner-up, generally has a bad year the next year. I haven't double checked it, to see if that really holds. But the Bengals don't exactly have a long pedigreed history of being good. In fact, this team in recent history has been much more bad than good. So we're going to say they just go back and have a bad year, which certainly wouldn't be unprecedented. We like the Steelers in this division. I think that's a quality franchise. They've always had good, stability at quarterback. I think one of these guys is going to emerge and be a good quarterback. It won't be Mason Rudolph. It'll either be Trubisky or Pickett. I think it's going to be Pickett. But we're going to be betting that one of them emerges as a good quarterback. And I think that team wins that division. Baltimore, we're going to go ahead and just say, on Baltimore, I think we're probably early, but we're going to call a downside or a peak giant moth. Hazards for doing this shit outside. Got him. Call peak to Lamar Jackson's career. The guy's not an accurate passer, and when you start to lose a step and you can't throw accurately, what's left? So that we're probably early, but we're going to go ahead and say that starts happening this year. And then Cleveland, of course, that's an obvious fade. They've done something that really is pretty remarkable in today's society, where a lot of people just casually throw around the term Civil War as if it's going to happen. They managed to unify the entire state of Ohio. They've managed to unify the entire state of Ohio and not around the Ohio State Buckeyes. They've managed to get all the Bengal fans to hate them. They've gotten all the Brown fans to hate them. What made that clown ownership think that signing Deshaun Watson was a good thing to do? But, that's what clown franchises do. That's what clown owners do. So that's going to hurt that franchise for years to come. The whole city of Cleveland hates that team now. And it won't turn around this year. I mean, how many games are you going to win with Jacoby Brissett? Before Deshaun Jackson rides in and, the season will be lost. So fade that team. Indianapolis, Tennessee, Jacksonville, Houston. We got to love the Colts in this division. That's a team we're going to tail. They were 9-8 last year with a bad quarterback, i.e. Carson Wentz. Just by getting him out of town, that right there gives them a win or two. Bringing in a better quarterback like Matt Ryan, that brings them a win or two. This is a team that should push for the Super Bowl. It really should. So definitely we like the Colts to win that division. Tennessee, they're just I don't have a strong feeling on them one way or the other. Jacksonville's got to be better. I mean, once the Urban Meyer circus left town, I love Urban Meyer, but it just didn't happen. It just didn't work. He misjudged the people he was dealing with, the players, the ownership. It's not college. And, Urban found out the hard way. So, bringing in a good professional coach in Doug Peterson with a ring, he's hungry. He's got to be better than Urban. We would expect Jacksonville to markedly improve this season. Houston, I think that's a team we can go ahead and tail. No, they're not going to make the playoffs, but everybody expects them to be god-awful. With Deshaun Watson leaving town and taking his cloud of bad with him, right there, that improves the franchise. I think getting a stable coach in there and Lovie Smith, again, we're not expecting to make the playoffs. All we want this bunch to do, when they're 16-point underdogs to Kansas City, we just want them to lose 21-7. That's all we need out of them, and I think we're going to get it. So Houston, we're going to tail. Out in the West, Kansas City. I think that is still the class of the league. There's very rarely opportunity for value with these premium teams. In other words, this point spread's already so freaking high. How can you get value when you're laying 2 touchdowns every game? Well, with the Chiefs, I still think there's value there. That is a premium coach, premium quarterback, premium franchise. They got 3 teams now in that division that everybody thinks is going to take a run at them. The Chargers with Justin Herbert. Las Vegas has been improving, allegedly, forever. And then Denver now with Russell Wilson. Everybody thinks those 3 teams are going to give the Chiefs a run for the money. I'm sticking with the Chiefs. I don't think any of those 3 teams are even close to the Chiefs. Not close. So I think the value there is still with the Kansas City Chiefs. So out of all that, I'm picking the Chiefs to win the conference. I'm going to go ahead and say they're winning that AFC conference. And then in the NFC, in the East, I got the Eagles. Homer, call me a homer, but I think this is a down year for Dallas. I just kind of feel that they weren't all that great last year. They were good, but I think they're taking a couple steps back. Injuries on the O-line, thin at wide receiver. Team that likes to throw the ball as much as the Cowboys, and they don't have depth at receiver. I think that's a recipe for trouble. So we're just kind of feeling like this is a down year for the Cowboys. The Giants, we think they're going to have a better year, just replacing that coach whose name escapes me. He was not a good coach, and whoever the new guy is, he's not that guy. So he's a new guy. He's probably better. Right there, we think the team will be improved. Obviously, we can go ahead and fade the Washington Commanders. That's one of the clowniest franchises in the history of sports. Dan Snyder, one of the world's worst human beings, brings in bad quarterback Carson Wentz. A team like that, they do what they do. It's it's their nature to be bad, and good for us if we know that. We don't have to put too much thought into it. That, maybe is Dan Snyder now turning into a winner? Does he want to win? Is he trying to win? Or is he just to continue to just want to fleece the people of the Washington, D.C. area and make money? The latter. He has no interest in winning. He's a scumbag. Excuse me. I think we got to take the Packers in the North. I mean, here are your 4 quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff, Justin Fields. Yeah, right. One is not like the others. So I think you just got to go there with Aaron Rodgers until somebody proves you otherwise and take the chalk there. I don't know. I have a neutral mark of pretty much every one of those teams. I mean, I don't have a strong feeling one way or the other. I think they're all just what they are. Detroit's going to be bad. The Bears are going to be bad. I don't think either one's going to be worse than you think they are. And I don't think either one's going to be better than you think they are. The Vikings, same way. Now, the South, we got some decent read on some of these South teams. Tampa, we got a neutral mark there. Tempted to mark these guys down, but I don't know how you can bet against Tom Brady. I don't know we're going to bet on him, but we're not going to bet against him. I don't like Todd Bowles as coach. The guy, this is truly just a test of can Tom Brady win with just anybody? Because Todd Bowles does not have a great record as a head coach. So he's always one of those hot names, the hot coordinator. Some guys, that's all they ever are, coordinators. Hey, some people are, like Marty Dreiwitz said, some people are not good with power tools. Whatever. So, we like Carolina. We like Matt Rule. We like Carolina. Matt Rule was always a spectacular college coach. Now he stumbled a little bit here in the pros, but I think this is year 3. And this is about time maybe he starts to put his stamp on this team. He's finally got himself a quarterback. I don't know if it's a good quarterback. And we'll see if Baker Mayfield can stay healthy. We're not huge Mayfield fans, but Lord, man, this is your last go-round. Dude, prove to me you're not Johnny Manziel, Baker. For God's sakes, you got a chance to be an NFL quarterback. Embrace it. Do your job. So that's what we're hoping for in Carolina. We think the Saints are going to be terrible. No Sean Payton. No Drew Brees. We're replacing Payton with Dennis Allen, who is just a retread, not very good NFL coach. And Jameis Winston, a failure as an NFL quarterback, replacing Drew Brees. This is a huge step down. I don't know how you see it any other way. So the Saints, bad. Atlanta, team without talent. We don't see a path there for them. In that division, we're taking we want to take the Panthers. We're going to put the Panthers in as a wild card. But we think it's going to be close between the Buccaneers and the Panthers. We are putting the Panthers in the playoffs. NFC West, we had a good read here, and then the last few days it got screwed up. The Rams will be all right. They'll be all right. They weren't great last year. I wouldn't be surprised when 50 years from now they go back through and pick out the worst NFL champions. The Rams have to be one of the worst NFL champions. That just wasn't that great of a team. They won, but it surely wasn't spectacular. And I don't know they're going to be that good this year. So, but then who else is in the division? We really thought the 49ers were going to struggle because we don't think Trey Lance can play at all. I don't understand what the 49ers are doing there, why they're backing that guy. But now Garoppolo's back, so that gives them somewhere to go. When they decide that, all right, Lance can't play, well, then they bring in Garoppolo, and now suddenly it's a very good team. So we're going to say the Rams win the division. The 49ers as a wild card. We're not sold on the Cardinals. We're going to fade them. That's a team I think is gone as far as it can go with Kingsbury and Kyler Murray. And now I think that's a team that starts to go backwards. And just, hey, they're actually not that good. That's what we think will happen there. Seattle, we're going to tail those guys. Again, everyone thinks this is going to be the worst team in the world. No Russell Wilson, but they still got Pete Carroll. And Pete Carroll does not do terrible. He'll figure a way to get some W's out of that team. He's going to figure a way. And he'll be a live dog all year long. That's what we believe there. All right, so what do we got here then? I'm going to throw up my brother's Super Bowl picks first, just to kind of give you a mix it up here. See, he's got chalk. He's got Buffalo as the number 1 seed in the AFC. Buffalo going to the Super Bowl. And, of course, he has the Eagles going to the Super Bowl because that's what he does. He always puts the Eagles in the Super Bowl. So, and to nobody's surprise, he has the Eagles winning the Super Bowl. Well, all right. I'll put my picks up. Here's how I see it. I've got the Eagles in the Super Bowl too. How about that? I've got the Eagles going to the Super Bowl. I think it's going to be a wide open year. I struggled with this. I sat there and I looked and I thought, well, Tampa. The Eagles could not handle Tampa last year. Just couldn't handle them. They played them twice. Tampa, clearly superior team. But where I think the Eagles will catch Tampa this year is just another year older for Brady. No Arians. Replace him with Todd Bowles. I don't know that Bowles is going to be able to control that circus down there. Tom Brady is essentially the de facto coach. I don't know that the Buccaneers, the players, are going to have a lot of respect for Bowles when Brady is just kind of doing I'll show up when I want, here or there. I practice when I want, whatever. I don't know that's good. I know he's greatest ever. And who am I to question the great Jesus Christ, Tom Brady? But, yes, I'm just going to say that I think that, maybe it's just a little bit of chaos there. And maybe, just maybe, this is the year Brady gets old. Maybe this is the year that he just can't get the ball to his receivers anymore. There's just not enough zip on those passes. We'll see. Aaron Rodgers, I just threw him away because his record in big games is so bad. I think I could safely just say, he'll have a great regular season record and choke in the preseason. Or postseason. Seems like that's what he does. The Rams, I don't think they're going to be that hungry. I think they're too old. 49ers, if they were going to play Garoppolo all year, I probably would pick them in the Super Bowl. But how much they play Trey Lance, that's probably going to hurt them. And then there's the Eagles. I mean, I kind of think there is just somebody going to come out of the clouds this year, and why not it be Philadelphia? In the NFC, I think the NFC is wide open. Just totally wide open. The Eagles improved their defense significantly. Their offense, you got to say they improved that too. Adding that A.J. Brown, their receiver core is deep and it is good. They have an excellent offensive line, pretty good running backs. This is a very deep, explosive offense. Even with Jalen Hurts at quarterback, this is a good offense. Pretty good defense. That team's going to be good, really good. In the AFC, I mean, I'm just going chalk. I think Kansas City, till someone proves otherwise, is still the class of that conference. I view the Bengal win last year as somewhat of a fluke. I think the bookmakers would agree with me. In other words, the Bengals were 8-point favorite or underdogs in that game? If they played again on a neutral field, the Chiefs are going to be 4-point favorites. I don't think the Bengals have caught the Chiefs yet. Now, the Bills, everybody wants to put the Bills into the Super Bowl. They weren't that close last year. They blew that game. That's not an insignificant thing. In other words, they'll learn from that. Some teams never learn from that sort of thing. Some teams, that's who they are. They just blow games. And it wasn't the championship game anyway. It wasn't like they came that close to going to the Super Bowl. No, they didn't. They didn't even finish in the top 4 of teams. That was the championship, the conference round where they were eliminated. So I'm not seeing this Bill team being all this threatening. I really don't see them as being that great. That's a team I think, I'm not going to just arbitrarily fade them, but we're certainly not going to bet on that team. So, yeah, that's why I got the Chiefs winning it all. I'm going to go back and say the Chiefs beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl. That's my pick. Other surprising picks that I got there, I got the Steelers winning the AFC North. That would probably be a surprise. The Colts, that may be a little bit of a surprise. But, hey, your mileage may vary. I don't know who I'm taking Thursday night. I haven't looked at it at all. My gut tells me the Rams. That opener, the champion, generally wins those games and covers. So that's kind of where I'm at with that there. I think the Bills are overvalued here. I mean, I would be upset if I was on that Rams team. We're underdogs in our home stadium as champions? Who the hell are these Buffalo Bills? Right, exactly. What have they won? Exactly. So, all right, that's all I got for you. I'm Eric Arnold. That was what we're doing here in the NFL. College, we may bet college games. These videos, it was easier making these videos when my equipment worked. Now where it's not really working and it's kind of catch as catch can, and it takes up a lot of time. I'm betting baseball, successfully doing it. I'm enjoying it. Unfortunately, you're just not benefiting from it because I don't have time to make these damn videos. I just don't have the time. So, you may get a video when you get a video. That may be how it... Plus, with the election season coming up, I want to talk about politics. I want to make sure that if you're voting for a Democrat, you're voting for communists. That's who you're voting for. These are not your father's Democrats. These are not working class, blue collar, we believe in unions. These are guys that believe in taking the opposition and throwing them in concentration camps. That's who you're voting for if you're voting for Democrats. Not to devolve in here to a politic barn video, but I want to talk about that at any rate. So, we'll see what we can do here for you. We're in a kind of a flux as far as handicapping our sports go and making videos. But at any rate, you got some NFL thoughts there. I know everybody loves the NFL. We'll talk later. Eric Arnold signing off.